Okay, it's Sunday night, October 17th. I just want to go over a trade that I'm going to be releasing Monday morning around 10 o'clock. It's not going to be on a watch list, and I want to go over it with you just um, video fashion after the fact because I don't want to give away the bid ask prices. In other words, I didn't want everybody putting in limit orders right at the open. So I'm going to release the trade at 10. This way we get better fill prices, and I'm just giving everybody a heads up to expect it. But this is what we're looking at. BIOD101710. They are a drug company that will be getting some FDA news here within the next 2 weeks. In other words, they're going to be ruling on this drug that the company makes. Um, it's called Lingetta, and it's injectable insulin for diabetes, and it's like a fast-acting treatment. So there could be some movement in this stock after they announce earnings. So what I want to do real quick is go over the trade with you. I'm in Yahoo Finance. The reason we do this because everybody uses different brokerage accounts, so it'd be pretty easy to see what I'm doing here. Again, the safest way to play this trade would be to own the stock. Then you would have years to wait for recovery if this drug does not get approved. Our guess is it's probably a 70% chance that it gets approved. There was some phase 3 trials that took place in India, and evidently that batch got tainted or something. So they went forward with the phase 3 trial, so that data might come back to haunt them, but we just like the risk reward of this trade anyway. So again, like 100 shares would cost you $400. 1,000 shares would cost you, about 4,200 bucks. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to strangle it, as you'll see them in the November options, and then we're going to go with the November 750s, which they don't expire till after the fact, which would be mid-November. So we get plenty of time for these to move because, like I said, the decision is going to be made within the next 2 weeks. As you can see right here, this stock is the options at 55 cents. Here's the ticker symbol, the quote. I will show you right here. It's right here. This is what this trade is going to look like. We're going to try to buy these. I will adjust these prices at 10, but this is what it's looking like going as I'm doing my research tonight. Sorry, folks. If you'll look here, we're also going to do the 250 puts, and these are 50 cents. And like I said, the calls were at 55 cents. And then back here to the puts again. They're at 50 cents. And then you can see right here, we're going to buy these at 10 a.m. in the morning, October 18th. So these are the 250 puts. They're going for 50 cents right here. The 750 calls are going for 55 cents. So together, these two options are going to cost around $1, $1.10, $1.05. And then what we also want to do is we're also going to buy the March 10 calls. They are right here. I'm sorry, we're going to borrow the March 750s. And they're trading for $1. But you can see a huge amount of open interest right here. So here's how it's going to play out. These are at $1. Hopefully we make enough on the strangle trade here that'll pay for these options free and clear. And then we have 5 months to wait for this stock to keep moving up. Now, what I want to show you is how this is going to play out. In other words, what kind of money can you make? What's the risk? And what needs to happen? If you'll notice, it's at 421. We're expecting to double if it gets good news. So that would put shares at 850. At 850 for the November options. you would break even. And I talk about that right here. Somewhere down in here, we talk about it. Um, if the stock is at 10, you make 150%. If the stock is at 15 on good news, then you're going to make 650% on this trade. As far as the March 750 calls, they'll do the same thing. The 10, you'll make 150. The 15s, you'll make 650. And if shares run to 20%, then 20 bucks, you should make 1150%. The flip side of this, if this trade, if the shares tank because the drug does not get approved, a 50% drop would kind of put this around 2. A 65% drop would kind of put it around 150, which would make these calls worth at least $1. So that would cover the strangle part of the trade. If shares drop down to $1.50, as you can see, these would be worth $1. And again, the strangle trade is $1, and then we still have the March calls floating. So the one thing I want to show you lastly as we go, let me type this in again, is this. If you look at this chart, this is where the stock was and where it's been. For biotech stocks, they go through phase 1, 2, and 3, and then you'll notice like they trade in this flat range right here. Then they'll get some good news, supposedly, like this was probably an FDA decision or a phase 2 trial, bam, and then they did some more research or something that came back up, and then I think this is when that Indian trial hit, news from the TANA test or something. So you'll see this big spike, drop, whatever you want to call it, down. And since then, pretty much for the whole year, we've been in this trading range. If I could draw some lines, you would just see a top right here and then a top right here. A bottom right here. So basically, when you see this pattern, this thing is either going to zoom back up here or we're going to zoom lower. So either way, if we're down here or if we're over 10 or right in here, this trade should be a huge winner. The short interest is huge on this stock, which means everybody's betting against this drug getting approval. So what'll happen, it's called a short squeeze, and I'll talk about it in an article one day, but if we explode up here and the shorts start covering, then it's possible that this thing could go to 20, 25. And with the amount of shares out there, it's possible we could see over 30. So anyway, we like the risk reward of it. It's going to only cost you $100 per contract, I guess. And if you do 10 contracts, the trade's going to cost you around $1,000 for the strangle, and then it's going to cost you around $1,000 for the March calls. So that's what we're looking at. Wish us luck. We should know something at the end of the month. Hopefully it'll be a good Halloween. And with that, check your mailboxes at 10 o'clock a.m.